Hello and welcome, my connoisseurs of movies, TV shows, and literature. Are you ready to shake things up? For all my new viewers, welcome. You may call me Luke Garou. You are here to feast on my opinions of all things movie, TV, and book. And this is a cycle worth discussing. Now, the movie I am going to, there it is, review made a lot of people mad when it got into theaters because it mirrors the biological cycle that plagues biological females the planet over. Note, I said biological females, not just humans, because every female in nature has a cycle of some sort. Now, this movie shows how a healthy 13-year-old girl's mind works once her hormones start kicking in. Not sure what I'm talking about? It's the super cute movie, Turning Red. And I've seen it multiple times. I adore this movie. Now, for those of you who haven't seen it, it is about a young lady named Mei Ling. She just turns 13. Now, Mei Ling, as you can see from this really small picture, is of Asian descent. Now, Mei Mei, as her family calls her, is like any other early teen girl. She likes popular music, has friends at school that call her Mei. She's bullied by a classmate because of how strict her mother is, and we will get to that. And Mei Mei's friends are not completely parent approved. I mean, they're barely tolerated. And it comes up multiple times how Mommy Ming feels about the friends. And again, going back to Mei Mei being a normal, healthy teenage girl, she has a crush on a boy band. Specifically one member of the boy band, but what teenage girl didn't have a crush on some singer at some point in their life? Now, Mei Mei has a stunted social life because she's not allowed to do anything after school except for to go home and help her mother with the family temple. And I am not getting into that because it's not relevant to what I'm talking about. And I don't want to spoil too much of it, even though I am going to spoil a lot. Now, Mei Mei also busts her butt to be top of the class. And because she's such a perfectionist, she gets bullied. Specifically by this one boy named Tyler. You have to see what happens to him. I'm not discussing him anymore. Now, Mei Mei is split between being this happy, healthy, fun teenager with her friends and being this antisocial workaholic, is because her mother is a super strict workaholic. And she holds Mei Mei under such tight reins that when Mei Mei starts feeling differently about more obtainable boys, meaning she stops fantasizing about the boy bands and starts seeing boys in her neighborhood. Maymay feels like she cannot talk to her mother for fear of being a disappointment. Granted, she has every right to feel this way because the instant Ming finds out her daughter is even entertaining the idea of wanting a boyfriend through a bunch of fun drawings. In my case, when I was a teenager, I wrote stories. No shock there. Ming goes berserk, takes all of Maymay's drawings and confronts the subject without even giving him the opportunity to say, I don't even know who your daughter is. She accuses this boy of so many things in front of Tyler, which gets her ridiculed at school even more. And all Mommy Ming can say is, good thing I was here to stop him from doing something to you. She didn't talk to her about it. She didn't give her a chance to explain. She just jumped down Maymay's throat about how disgusting the pictures were and how dare this boy do anything to Maymay, even though he didn't even know who Maymay was. He didn't do anything to her. But Mommy threatened to ruin his life because Maymay did not feel safe talking to her mom about how she was feeling. That's pretty scary. Now, I know there are cultures out there that are super strict, where if you are not exactly what your parents or grandparents want you to be, you're not worth anything to the family. And there are a lot of people who grew up in such an environment and are thriving. I will not deny that. However, there are a lot of people who grow up in that environment with inadequacy issues, a failure complex, a fraud complex, a lot of toxic and dangerous mental health issues stem from such super strict conditions of an upbringing. I mean, nothing says I hate you more than I love you so much that I'm going to turn you into a mini version of myself. Okay, if you're not going to let your kid be your kid in a normal, healthy manner, and you must make them an identical version of yourself, that is a weird way to say you love them. It is. It's like literally telling them, suppress everything that makes you unique and wear yourself down to become a cog in a broken machine. And like I said, before you roast me in the comments, I do know that there are people who thrive under the pressure and this is what you're going to do lifestyle. And if you are one of those people, more power to you. And this structure brings me to the biggest point about Turning Red. Ming was so beaten down by a fight she had with her own mother that she pushed off the very real conversation that her daughter will become an actual red panda. Now, this should have been a conversation that took place at the same time as the red peony blooming conversation. Oh, lovely euphemism for the menstrual cycle, isn't it? The red peony has bloomed. No. Ooh, if you heard that, you just heard my cat growling at my dog. But the fact that Ming knew her entire adult life that this was going to happen to her daughter and didn't have this conversation until Mei Mei woke up as a panda and freaked out, only to blindside her with, I thought we had more time to prepare for this. No. That is one of the first things she should have told Mei Mei. She should have sat her down and said, hey, our ancestor, the story about her being a guardian and a protector of red pandas comes because she herself could become a red panda and she passed it down from mother to daughter. And again, it wasn't gradually explained to her so she could get used to the idea of this transformation. And you can tell by the freaked out look on her face that she was caught completely unaware. That her history was just, oh yeah, by the way, here you go. And then Ming tells her that she can suppress it, lock it away so she doesn't have to deal with it. Now, I think I might have said this in my horrible father's video about Elsa's dad and his attitude of conceal, don't feel, and suppress your ice powers. That does not work. That doesn't help, and it makes issues worse. Ming didn't even attempt to help Mei Mei get any semblance of control over her panda. She just said, there is a day where you will have a chance to lock it away and you never have to deal with it again. Well, because her friends are such good friends, they came to check on her to make sure she was okay. They find out she's a panda and instantly help Mei Mei learn control over the animal. She learns to change part of or all of herself without needing the overly emotional stimuli that brought it on, before she realized that, yes, it is a part of myself, and yes, I do have control over it. Now, because Mei feels like she cannot trust her mother, and she feels her father is spineless because when he tries to stand up for her, specifically in regards to the boy band that would be coming to their town, Mei decides that she is going to go to this boy band without parental approval. She was going to earn the money and pay for the tickets herself. So she embraces the panda. And when she embraces this part of herself, her friends get closer. And here's the boy band. She learns that she's not a freak or a monster, and that most of the kids in her school are pretty understanding. and just want to hang out with her, because who wouldn't want to hang out with a giant fluffy panda that's not going to actually rip your face off? Because most pandas are wild animals and will attack if feel threatened. Now, Ming's mother and the aunts show up to help Ming help Mei Mei lock away the panda. They don't ask. They don't even get her input on it. They just say the panda is too dangerous. It needs to be locked away. Oh, wow. We love you so much, we're going to cut out a part of your soul. That's another way it's really sad. Now, well, Mei Mei is getting ready for this ritual because of a completely different issue, which you will have to watch the movie to learn what it is. Her dad finds the video camera they were using to plot the raising of the money to get to Four Town, the boy band. Dad is watching this video and seeing how free, how happy, how much of a child his little girl actually is. And he loves her all the more for it. And she comes in and she goes, "Oh, sorry, I'll delete that." And he's like, "No, no, 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 no. I like this. I like watching this. This made me laugh. This made me smile." And this, he sits her down and explains why his mother, or not his mother, her mother and her grandmother and the aunts all say the panda is dangerous. And again, to hear that reason, you have to watch. But then he also says the choice is yours. What are you going to choose? So Mei Mei starts going through the ritual and she makes her choice. There is a little YouTuber out there. I just found him. And it's licensed, well, not licensed, it's described as an Asian reacts to different movies. And I watched his reaction to this movie with my youngest. He loved this movie. He had a lot of praise for it. And if I can find his video, I will link a description below. I will link it in the description below so you guys can view it. Or you can type in "an Asian reacts to Turning Red." I don't know its little name. Like I said, my youngest found it. But he likened Turning Red to part of his own life. And that is why he liked it, because he could relate to Mei Mei, even though he's not a 13-year-old girl. And if you can relate to a movie, even though you aren't the protagonist, the movie has done its job. So let me know in the comments below. Have you seen Turning Red? Will you see it? Will you avoid it because it is a metaphor for the monthly menstrual cycle, for periods? Will you avoid it because it is a child telling their parents, "I love you, but I don't want to be you"? Again, these are my opinions. Feel free to disagree. Remember, kindness is the key to understanding, so be kind to me and be kind to each other in the comments. Find the like button and tend to whatever injuries it may have acquired from overuse. And if you've seen my 100th episode, you know precisely what sort of injuries he would be or it would be acquiring. Rescue the subscribe button from zombies. Ring the bell so you three can run to safety in the opposite direction. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.